I'm headed to Atlanta to see my granddaughter, do a little thrifting, and head over to Ruth Ruby. One of my favorite things about driving through Florida is that it can be totally raining while the sun is bright and blue. I'm in Georgia in the Woodstock area. I am babysitting my youngest granddaughter on Monday and Friday, and then I kind of have the rest of the week to do other things and trying to get a video out, but not really having any space to craft. I figured this was a good week to go thrifting. I asked GPS to take me to the nearest thrift store, and this is what I got. This soup tureen, I don't know what it is. I love tureens. Even when I was staging, I really love tureens. $10 seems like a real bargain for this. And I don't see any makers until I get to the very bottom platter, and then I look it up. And while the numbers aren't really high, I do like it. And then these are really pretty also. I think the price is really good. They're Pioneer Woman. There are 3 pieces, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab all 3 of those. Now these just jumped right off the shelves at me, and for $3 each, I can hardly walk by. Even if I were staging, and these are very small, I still would have to pick them up. Right now, I am super excited because I never make finds like this. Typically, I find virtually nothing that doesn't have to be made over. Now, I really like these. The frame is a little shiny, but I think for the price, I probably can do something with them. Let me give it a thought. I am gonna look around, and by this point, I've made a fairly large little pile at the counter, and I'm continuing to look. It is about 10 minutes to close because they closed early at 3 o'clock. And those of you who know me know I never get out early. And the woman who is working there, she's getting quite amused by my shopping. And as I'm right about here, she has opened up and said, you know, we have more in the back if you want to come and look back there also. How much do you love the style of this teapot? So this is the back room where normally customers aren't allowed, but this is where they have overflow so they can refill their shelves. Here's a peek at the entire store. And when we get to the end of this video, I will show you what all I bought. It's a really cute store, had a lot more than I expected. Very happy with this one. I must have done okay since they gave me a cart to take it out to my car in. That box is full to overflowing. Yeah, good first stop. Next stop is this restore that GPS took me to. Let's go look. There was actually a much larger restore right next door, but that looked like it was mostly clothing and furniture, and I don't need either of those. This was really the most interesting section, and while I do see some Longaberger, and you know I love my Longaberger, there wasn't anything in this area that I really felt like I needed. Either it was overpriced or it needed work. Paint would have fixed up quite a few of these items, and I really did like them. However, my goal here was to get items that I really thought didn't need any work, or if they did, it was going to be super minimal. I did like this handmade little urn, but I didn't decide to get it. Is there anything here you would have bought with the understanding that you would do absolutely nothing to it? Do you think I missed out on some good finds? Or are you right with me? Now this was Lenox and it was quite lovely, but I don't know. I'm not a China girl too much, so I'm not really sure how these things fare in the real world. While we did just expand our booth at Great American, I wasn't quite feeling the vibe of needing to take it with me. This was nowhere near as good as the Baptist church that we just left, and maybe if I hadn't found so much there, I might be working a little harder to find something here. But honestly, I really like everything I got at the first store, and I'm not finding anything here that really speaks to me. Again, what do you think? Is there something you would have bought? Am I just not seeing it? Now we're on to Goodwill, which is usually A good opportunity for me to find something interesting, although my favorite aisles always have to do with needing a little bit of paint, and I have no time for that. I don't have any paint with me, and when I get home, I have more than enough. All right, I like this finial. I like the shape. $209. That certainly seems like a reasonable price. These are just really pretty. And these are authentic, it looks like. This one, I don't know. Should I have bought that FTD? I didn't. I did buy that long finial. But here, oh look, this is almost like the one I just redid. These are weird. I don't know about that. Very cute. Do you need a bunch of donut ornaments? I know I don't. But if you do, go to this Goodwill. All the Christmas. And yes, I am already working on Christmas. And there were some really cute pieces here. But there really wasn't anything I felt like I could live without. Couldn't live without. Yep. Easter. And again, you know, if I was willing to actually do some work on some things, there were some really cute items. But my goal here was to walk out with things that I just had to list on our Shopify and be done. Yeah, these were making me think of Karen Otto, my friend in Texas, who loves little Santa Clauses. But these are cheap knockoffs. They're not the real thing. More fall, more Christmas. If you want to redo some ornaments, it's nice to see them out so early so that people like us actually can get some done. Oh yeah, I did buy a couple little baskets here. Mostly baskets just to add to our booth when we need to gather little items together. Now see, this is the aisle that always makes me want to shop. I want to paint all of this and give it a better life, but that's not what I'm here for. Nope, keep your hands in your pockets. Like I said, I had to pick up this soup tureen. I think it's absolutely stunning. And all of these finds are going to be available at vintagebdesign.com. These also really beautiful. I had fun looking them up. I thought that was really interesting. I didn't show you that I picked up this stunning picture, and it is again available online. Here is a beautiful set of canisters. Like I said, they are from Pioneer Woman, also available at vintagebdesign.com. I will have at the very end of this video a quick DIY on how I upcycled these frames a little bit with just a little bit of wax. So it'll be a real quick DIY. And this beautiful tea canister, it was also in the back room. I found this charming butter crock. I love these little crocks where you lift them up and they've kind of got that bell design. I think they're really charming. I needed to get this teapot, which I confess I thought was a gravy boat at first. My mind was in Thanksgiving mode after the soup tureen. Then this beautiful brass candlestick from Carolina Brass. I was very pleased with my finds at this event. This is a nice heavyweight. And then I picked up some of these clear glass hurricanes as well. We have some upcoming projects. Wait for those. And here's a quick reminder that you can follow us on all social media at Vintage Bee Design. And we have a community in Facebook called Creating the Hive or Creative Con Vintage Bee. And I have just started this month a new coaching group. Membership is only $20 a month. There's lots of discounts. Links are in the description below. Let's get back to crafting.
Take a look at me. 1, 2, 3.
And I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I was going to go to Ruth Ruby, which is owned by Jackie Highfield and located in Jasper, Georgia. Well, this happened to be an event where, as you probably can already see, that Julie Bourne was there. She is Julie's Design and Signs, and off to the back of the center table, you may have also caught Teresa from our Greene Acres. There's Jackie. So they're having a creative workshop where they're going to do a bunch of projects led by some of your favorite YouTubers. This event was so much fun, and while I was not a participant, I was just sort of a fly on the wall and occasionally lended a helping hand. I thought they did a stellar job on this, and it really was a lot of fun.
Girl, you go, Maggie. Go, Maggie.
I think Jackie intends to do more of these, so be sure to check out Ruth and Ruby on Facebook. I'll leave a link in the description below as well.
Well, we established today you cannot put.
It would work on that. Hello.
It's gonna be.
Yeah. Okay, so wipe that off.
You're just a little smarty. I sit over here and stand on this last 10 times.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for
There
being
we
late.
go.
Just occurred to me.
But we learned something.
Sometimes the most obvious answer isn't that obvious.
How true.
And just when I thought my thrifting was over, there it was on the side of the road. Everything is free. And what do you see? I see spindles. Yep, that's right. I looked through everything, and then this headboard ended up right in the back of my trunk. It really doesn't matter that it needs a lot of work because I'm just cutting it apart anyway. Apparently, you can't just take me anywhere. I had so much fun last week with my granddaughter, who you know I can't take pictures of, and of course, hanging out with my other creative friends. And this little memory is something I won't forget either. It was just so perfect to see these beautiful fawns who appeared to be pregnant hanging out back. And as promised, here is your super quick DIY. To soften this frame and make it look a little less gaudy, I started off by adding some of DIY paint, dark wax, around the entire outer section. You can see here where I've only done half of it, what a difference it actually makes. It gives it a bit more of an antique look. And then after that, I'm using some of Redesign with Prima's Art Alchemy in the color Mint Sparkle, and I'm just applying it with my fingertips. And this is going to give it a little bit of that patina look that we've been really working on lately and that is super popular right now. The patina look with the teal, a little bit of the blue teal, is very on trend. And then finally, just to give it a tiny bit more life, I have added some more Indian pink just along the flowers. And I think that works out really well, showcasing this piece and bringing out the rose in the rose topiaries. I hope you enjoyed this quick DIY. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.